Our guest this morning is in it to win it at this year's Miss Universe pageant in November. And her name says it all, Manalo. After years of joining and learning from multiple pageants, how has the journey prepared her for this defining moment? Joining us live in the studio is Miss Universe Philippines 2025, Ahtisa Manalo. It's a beautiful day, Ahtisa, and congratulations, Queen!
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Oh my goodness.
Congratulations.
You know, when you walked into the studio earlier, I was like, okay, Jess, wait.
I know, right?
Let me fix my posture. Wait lang.
No slouching.
I felt my height go down.
I know, right?
That's why it's nice sitting down.
Ay, sabi ko when I saw you this morning at the makeup room, I was like, I need to wear heels today. I mean, we're sitting down at mamaya magpa-picture taking tayo, so kailangan I'm not so small. But anyway, before I ask you what it was like, you know, your winning moment, I wanted to put the spotlight first on that iconic stumble. You know, kasi you stumbled on stage, you fell, but you got back up with so much grace, and you actually used that to, you know, in your question and answer portion, as Jess mentioned a while ago, and you used that and you didn't make that stop you from winning the crown. What did it feel like when you were there, when you were on the floor, and then when you got back up? What was going on in your head at that time?
The entire time I was on stage, I didn't think. I was just feeling everything. I think that's when I stumbled, that's one of the few moments where I had thoughts in my head. And I was like, I just want to get back up. And when I got back up, I was like, maybe if I pretend nothing happened, people won't remember it also. You know what I mean? So I said, I'll just pretend nothing happened. I'll go back to what I practiced. I'll just do my thing.
Okay. Pag nagpe-prepare ka for this particular pageant, do you have parang plan B na just in case, yes, madapa ako, I have this already planned, you know? Just in case madulas ako or magkaroon ako ng wardrobe malfunction. Do you have that plan B already lined up in your parang your plans?
Wala. I don't think in all my years, in my 17 years of doing pageants, I never once prepared for if I'm gonna fall or if I'm gonna slip. Because the thing is, with pageants, you prepare months, sometimes years, for just that certain moment. So you practice for hours, like so much hours, for just a few seconds on stage. So you want it to be perfect. So you don't think, because you know, sometimes when you think of things,
Baka
you manifest it.
Too much thinking.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
you don't want to think of it into existence.
Okay.
So yeah, walang practice na ganon.
Well,
At
now,
least for me.
But now that it happened, magkakaroon ka na ng plan B next time. Do you think that
Feeling ko
is
hindi.
necessary? Just in case, diba? That you're prepared.
Feeling ko hindi, because if it was the thing that sort of made me win, I want maybe just the genuine reaction also.
That's right.
Maybe I think it's the genuineness of the entire thing that made it appeal to people.
Parang everything organic. Diba?
Exactly. And it really is, it really is inspirational because, again, you don't plan those things, and I think it's harder actually to get up and pretend like nothing happened versus like trying not to fall at all. So it made a much bigger impact. When you fell, were you thinking, oh, maybe I could use this for my Q&A later? Or
I didn't, because we don't know what we're gonna be asked. We don't know the topic. We don't know what they're gonna ask us. So when that happened, I actually didn't think of it. After I fell, I didn't even think of it after. I just went on to continue like being present. But then the next thing that's gonna happen.
It's hard to imagine the kind of pressure all of you go through. How do you handle that kind of pressure going into this?
I think I got used to it. I've been doing it ever since I was 10 years old.
10 years old.
So parang it's second nature to me already to be in front of people, to be judged by people, to be in the public eye. So,
has this happened before? What happened when you stumbled in your previous pageants?
This is the first time I ever tripped or stumbled or anything.
How many pageants na ba have you done?
Maybe around 13.
13.
Yeah, including like Little Miss School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sanay na sanay ka na.
I think maybe.
but
More than other girls.
are there still some surprises, you know?
Oh.
Kasi you've seen the evolution of pageants from when you were a little girl until now that, you know, you joined this latest one. You've seen how all the changes, diba?
Yes.
How it has evolved throughout the years. Do you still get surprised by some things?
I do, because even though it's all familiar, it's an ever-changing industry also.
Right.
Like, standards change. Like, before, when I used to do pageants, there's no social media. You don't have to think
That's
of your
right.
internet
Yes.
presence.
Yes.
Now you gotta curate that also. So there are new things that come up every time.
And how do you think, I think you joined your first national pageant in 2018?
Yes.
Yes. How do you think you've changed or grown as a beauty titleist, as a person, from your first pageant in 2018 to now in 2025, your Miss Universe?
I was 20 years old when I first joined national pageant. I was the youngest of the winners of the batch. I was with Catriona Gray. She was my batchmate. And I think I'm just much more assured of myself with like the life experiences I've experienced. I think I have got like little nuggets of wisdom that I carry along with me now that makes me feel more assured of myself.
So you got some tidbits, some advice from Catriona.
Yes.
So to help you.
She's always been supportive of my journey.
Okay. You know what? I'm curious kasi I always see memes with you and MJ Lastimosa, 2014 Miss Universe. Bakit nga ba? What is this connection with you and MJ?
I don't know. I don't know what the fascination is.
But I love si MJ.
I love those though. I love being part of memes. Yeah.
Ayan, there, the dollhouse and si MJ yung doll. Oh yeah, so I was so curious when I was looking at these memes. Anong connection ni?
I think the pageant community really loves MJ.
Okay,
And MJ is one of those girls who's very sport about being made fun of.
I
And
see.
you know, not a lot of people are okay being made fun of. And she's one of those girls that yung sumasakay pa rin,
Right,
even
right.
niloloko siya. So I think the
But are you
pageant...
friends, you and MJ?
We're friends, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Now, let's talk about your national costume, the Tik-Tik. We can show it on screen. Why did you choose this as your national costume in the pageant?
The theme was mythical creatures of the
Ayan,
Philippines.
there you go.
And,
That is amazing.
yeah. And I thought that people are used to, you know, me being always looking more fresh, more angelic, more on the mabait side. So I thought that maybe I'd change it this year and bring out like you know,
switch
a
it up.
little bit.
Show your versatility.
Yeah.
Crazy.
A little bit more playful this time, right?
different.
And
Just
that's
something
that's a
different.
tongue, right?
That's the tongue. That's our interpretation of the tongue.
Oh, that's so cool.
Because we don't know how else we can make it pretty. Because it's still a beauty pageant at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's definitely made an impact. Because I don't think I've seen a national costume that's, you know, like more dark, more most dresses and costumes you see are very colorful, very bright. So it
Yes.
definitely stood out that this one was, you know, black and still looks very beautiful. You look very beautiful.
I feel like sa Halloween, maraming gagaya na.
Actually,
And this year, ganyan na magiging Halloween costume ng karamihan ng mga Filipinos
true.
this year. But let's talk about your predecessor, Chelsea Manalo, who's also a Manalo, of course.
Yeah.
Have you spoken to Chelsea after you won the pageant?
I did actually immediately after. I was in a room with her with the other Miss Universe queens, and immediately I asked her, what's one tip that you could give me if you could redo your entire reign? And there's one thing that you would tell yourself, what would it be? I asked her. And she said, surround yourself with the right people. She said it's very important that you're surrounded with the right people who have your best interests at mind.
Yes,
Right,
definitely.
right.
Tama.
Yeah, because I hear like once you get into the pageant industry or any industry, there are always going to be people who, you know, don't have different values or don't fight for the same things that you do. So it's so important to have that support system. Who was your support system going into the pageant?
Wow, I have a lot of people that rallied behind me. Of course, I have my family and my friends, but I also have a great team of like professionals, my hair, makeup, stylist. I have my good friend Ali who supported my entire journey. And you know, this thing wouldn't be possible without all of them. Like I'm the instrument on stage, but this is a team effort.
Right,
Like what
right.
you see on stage is the culmination of everyone's hard work.
What kind of preparation do you go through with everyone around you? You said you have to surround yourself with the right people and those who really support you.
Yeah.
It's a very competitive space. How do you handle that, or what kind of preparations do you go through?
Everyone goes through, I think, very similar trainings. Like you gotta train your communication, your appearance, the way you stand, the way you talk, the way you sit. Communications passerella, you gotta train those like few seconds you're on stage, you train hours for that. What else? You gotta learn how to do your own hair and makeup because when you compete abroad, you have no team with you. You gotta do
I
it
didn't know
every day.
that.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
they don't provide. I was thinking maybe like sa mga pageant, they provide like a team per,
Yeah.
per
Hindi.
contestant. Ah,
It's
wala. So
sariling
you do
sikap.
it. Oh,
So you gotta know how to do
that
it
is
yourself.
amazing though. Kasi when you look at the contestants in a pageant, right, they're fabulous. So most of the time, you're just the one really doing that
Yeah.
yourself. Pati the hair. Oh my God.
Every day.
We should learn that.
You have to do that this morning. I know. Nahiya na ako.
Our hair. But you know what? I want to go back to talking about your support system. And you mentioned your family. And you grew up in Candelaria, Quezon.
did,
Yes. How has your early life, shaped your values and your aspirations?
For me, it really, growing up, knowing that I knew from a very young age that we were poor.
Okay.
At 10 years old, the reason why I joined my first pageant was because the grand prize was free tuition fee. And I knew that that could help my family and myself.
Okay.
I also knew that the world I was living in, which is in the province, wasn't the world I want for myself when I grow up. So at a very young age, I think I had the grit from a very young age because I wanted a different life for myself and for my family. Like I would be bantayan or sari store. I would sell text, pogs, jolens, gagambas, anything I could get my hands to into making sure that I get savings and earnings, I would do. So I feel like at a very young age, I had the value, I understand the value of hard work and grit and perseverance. And I carried it all along with me up until I joined 3 times to get the Miss Universe crown. And I don't think I would do that if I didn't grow up the way I grew up.
Right. Do you feel like, kasi your early childhood years, no, this was like a struggle. This was like your first struggle,
Yeah.
di ba? Kasi you sabi mo nga, you knew at an early age that you were poor, di ba?
Yeah.
And then talagang you strive to get out of that situation. Do you feel that helped you when you stumbled
Yeah.
on that stage
Yeah.
that day during the pageant?
I think so. I think that is a
Kumbaga, parang
symbolism.
that was your
Yeah.
first stumble, di ba? Yeah.
I think it's just a symbolism of who I am when I fell on stage and stood back up and
Right.
pretended nothing happened because that's what I'm used to doing my entire life.
And I'm actually quite curious because you mentioned that when you were younger you would sell different stuff too,
Yeah.
and I think that ties in with the non-profit that you work with, right? If you could tell us more about that. You help kids with their entrepreneurial advocacies, right?
Yeah, Alon Academy.
Alon
we,
Academy.
we basically make sure that the kids don't tap into the things that they are naturally good at. So, because I wasn't good at school when I was at school, in a sense that I'm not good at memorizing things, which is a basic thing in our education system. I'm not good at memorizing things, but I knew that I looked different from everyone else and I could use that to my advantage. And that's what we hope to do in Alon Academy. We want the kids to understand what they're naturally good at or what they're capable of or what they're interested in and using that to create the lives they want for themselves.
What struck me with what you mentioned a while ago, that you joined correct me if I'm wrong, your first pageant because you saw that it would provide free tuition.
Yeah.
So your first pageant was actually not because you wanted to join a pageant but because you wanted to help your family. How did that now, looking back, help you with where you are at right now and your advocacies?
I think that me recognizing that thing at 10 years old, I knew that pageant would be my vehicle to change my life. Everyone has a vehicle to change their lives. And that's the thing I'm good at, or that's the thing I was able to hone. So I know that that thing helped me because I knew what my strengths were at a young age, and I knew how to use what I have. Because I'm dealt with like not so good cards, but I still played the cards I was dealt with the best way I could.
You are just amazing, hearing you. We learned a lot today, right? So we wish you the best of luck as you face. Is this going to be your biggest pageant ever?
It is.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it would
goodness!
be,
Do you have any expectations?
I knew that I just know that it's gonna be a hard fight.
Okay.
But I'm used to hardship, so
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I mean, you've had struggles since you were a kid, and you just rose up from it. My goodness! And I know that it's your birthday on Sunday.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we have a
It's a beautiful
surprise
day.
here.
It's a beautiful day. The whole team, we prepared something for you, Ahtisa. So, sino ba? Kakanta na
Sino
yung mga
kakanta?
cameramen
Sino
natin.
kakanta?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
This is so
Happy
cute.
birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Make a wish.
Thank you.
Miss
Thank you.
Universe
Yes.
Philippines, Miss Ahtisa, happy birthday.
The future Miss
Yes.
Universe.
Good luck on that journey.
Good luck. Alam mo, good luck, Charmang. It's a beautiful day. When we have girls or pageant contestants joining the show, most of the time, nananalo sila. So we are claiming it.
You're claiming it.
This is
good luck.
Manifesting it.
What was
Thank
good is that you
you.
showed resilience, and
Yes.
you showed that even if you stumble, you get up and you can still win.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got
Thank
this in
you.
the bag,
You got
girl.
this.
Thank you for
And you gotta
having
eat that
me.
cake.
I will.
Walang diet muna. It's your
It's worth it,
birthday.
diba? You eat your own birthday
Before
cake.
we let you go, Ahtisa, because we're running out of time, but before we end the interview, what is your message to your fans who are watching you right now?
As usual, thank you very much. I'm grateful for all of you. I wouldn't be here without you, your love and support. It actually means a lot to me, and you're one of the reasons I keep going in this journey. And I hope you still keep supporting me until we get the crown in Thailand.
Thank you so much
Thank you,
for
and good
joining
luck on
us
your
today.
journey.
And good
Thank
luck.
you.
Claim the win. Claim the win.
When you got this, we're gonna be rooting for you here at
Thank
the
you
studio.
so much.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
Ahtisa
for having
Manalo,
me.
ladies and gentlemen, Miss Universe Philippines 2025. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And up ahead, we go